Hey guys, that's right here, and as you know, the January balances have been in place for a little while now, and although the meta as a whole honestly hasn't changed too much, a few cards that previously haven't been doing so hot are finally seeing their spot in the limelight. So today, we're going to be going over 5 of these cards. Although they have historically seemed quite underwhelming to the average player, these cards actually shine quite well in this new meta, and you can even catch your opponents off guard without a proper counter. Be sure to at least give some of these cards a try, as their mechanics are all quite unique and can also be quite fresh to play with. So guys, without further ado, let's get right into the list. Number 1. Sparky. The good old trash can on wheels, finally seeing a sizable buff with its range increase. I mean, a range of 5 is not something that can be ignored, and finally, it's a card that can really pack a punch when used correctly. Now, the Sparky is generally a very counter push based card, so be sure to use it to shred some massive pushes, and then to counter push to absolutely dominate. However, one thing that you do have to watch out for, obviously with the Sparky, is that a few Golem decks are actually beginning to carry the rocket, so just be wary of that and be very careful to not offer that rocket value onto the arena tower. Number 2. Mini P.E.K.K.A. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. is a card that hasn't really seen much usage, especially being overshadowed by cards such as the Lumberjack. However, the Mini P.E.K.K.A. does have its advantages. First off, it does a good amount more damage, making it being able to shut down cards such as the Hog Rider completely when played correctly. In addition, its ability to one-shot a ton of support troops for just 4 elixir makes it an insanely valuable asset to have up your sleeve. Again, this is more of a defensive card, as on offense, it's just way too easy to kite it and take out. But it is a very, very effective defender. Just, make sure to bring enough splash to prepare for all those swarms your opponent might have. Number 3. Princess. The Princess is such a unique and OG card in the game. Its range is obviously bigger than any troop card that exists, and it deals splash damage enough to take out spear goblins and bats. Now the Princess mainly shines in bait decks and hog decks, with the Princess being able to take out bait and small spells such as log and barb barrel, but also being able to bring swarms down to freeze or zap range. And with most decks with the Princess, you want to protect it. Similar to the Dark Goblin, it can offer so much value if your opponent ignores it. In fact, if you're even able to stack princesses without your opponent having a way to deal with them, it can just be an absolute nightmare. So again, protect those princesses if you put them in your deck. Number 4. Magic Archer. The Magic Archer finally back from the dead with this recent set of balance changes. While it's definitely not as popular or meta at the moment, it's definitely a viable card that can dominate against many meta decks. Of course, one thing that you can use the Magic Archer for is that beautiful chip damage. Especially when you need to end games, the card can just be so clutch at times. Now, it also does a decent job against swarms too, with its long range and faster reload time making it a much better defensive card than it was pre-balance. Now, on top of all of this card also offers some fireball bait as well, so utilize this card with other fireball baits and you can really annoy your opponents. Number 5. Mega Knight. The Mega Knight is a card that has just constantly been overshadowed by tank killers such as P.E.K.K.A. and Inferno Dragon, which run absolutely rampant in this meta. However, recently with the massive increase in bridge spam, it can become an extremely valuable unit to have in your arsenal, with it being able to reset the charges of cards such as Battle Ram. Again, use this card on defense first. Since it is a tank unit, it is likely to survive a defense and then you're able to counter push with it. However, make sure to bring some form of tank killer or resetting unit in the deck, such as an Electro Wizard for the Inferno Dragon and an Inferno Dragon maybe for a P.E.K.K.A. So there we go. 5 underdog cards in this meta that honestly are really underrated, but can just dominate this meta if used correctly. What other cards do you think are absolutely underrated and deserve more recognition? Be sure to let me know in the comments section below. But unfortunately guys, that's all I got time for in today's video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below as well as a subscription to my channel. And as always, this is Legendaray and I'm signing off. See you guys next time.